Hello, what's up everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and I am here to do another buy or sell segment. This is where I'm going to talk about a movie that is technically, hopefully, it's been rumored that it's in the works, but nothing official, nothing confirmed, so I have to talk about Beetlejuice 2, and I'm going to talk about a potential Beetlejuice 2. I try to conjure up something that makes a resemblance of sense. So, the good that goes with this movie. Well, first of all, I guess some people would question whether this is good or not, but Tim Burton directing. I know he's hit or miss. I do. But if he were to go back to certain properties that he's a proven, just proven greatness with, like Beetlejuice, how many other directors could have made something like that work? That film, that concept, that idea is so out there and so just not natural, right? Like, not anybody could pull that off, but he was able to do it. He was able to make us want to go with that story, be in that world, and have fun with those characters. So I think if he went back to it, something that he was truly passionate about, it might be able to all make sense. Winona Ryder back as Lydia Deetz. I know that still to this day, some people will make fun of Winona Ryder and talk about stuff in her past and mistakes she's made and whatnot. And okay, fine, sure. But I still think she's a great actress. I think she's proven that in certain movies later in her career, like Black Swan, or most recently Stranger Things. Stranger Things was really a comeback for her to show that she can deliver when she has to. And seeing her play Lydia Deetz, who I would say was like one of her first big roles, playing that loner type kid, that gothic kid. And I don't want her to be older at the age she is now and acting the same. She can certainly still have some gothic tendencies to her. I want her to resemble the Lydia character, but she's going to be older now. In fact, in this movie, I want her to be a mom. Maybe because of Stranger Things, I don't know. I want her to be a mom, and I want her to obviously still be living in that house. That house is just so great and so creepy looking that to make another house, no, it needs to be the same house. I want to see that she's been in this house all of these years. And her daughter, I don't care who you cast as her daughter as far as child actors go. Let's age her around 10 to 14 years old, somewhere around there. As Lydia's parents, who were in the original movie, Catherine O'Hara, we could bring her back as the mother. Maybe you have a moment where she calls Lydia and talks to her. Maybe there's a part in the movie where she comes to visit. That could be fun. No father. And if you're wondering why am I saying that, just look up the actor who played the father in Beetlejuice. Read what happened to him fairly recently, and you know why I wouldn't want him in this movie. You could say that the character died. I do want Lydia to have some friends, though. Just people who come visit her, hang out at the house and whatnot. And I want these friends to be called Bertha and Prudence. And for anybody who watched the Beetlejuice animated series, I know the 90s, they kind of made an animated series for everything. And Beetlejuice was one of them. And I watched that show as a kid. So, you can just have it that they've been her friends since high school. You know, and you can make them fun characters, likable characters. Beetlejuice, how you bring him into this story. I want the daughter, if this is the same house, I want the daughter to find out about Beetlejuice somehow. Maybe she finds something in the attic. She finds her way up there. The little miniature house or the town somehow sees his name. And you have to keep Beetlejuice a mystery. You can't just throw him in at the very beginning. You have to remember that Beetlejuice, played by Michael Keaton, of course, and it's going to work because Michael Keaton, even the older that he is now, you put all that makeup on him, you're not going to be able to tell that he's older. And you have to remember, though, that the first movie, Beetlejuice was only in it for 17 minutes. 17 minutes total. It's almost unbelievable, right? But if you time it, he's not in that movie for very long. So, I mean, maybe you can have him in the movie a little bit more, but like 20 to 25 minutes, but no really more than that. And I know some people might want to see him more. Hell, I want to see him more. We've waited so long to get a sequel. Sure, yeah, the idea of wanting to see him more is just, it makes sense. But I don't want to risk making the character annoying. I don't want to risk making this character lame. And maybe if you do too much of him and try to throw too many jokes or all of these scenes, it might not be as funny. It might not work. The charm might wear off, and so you have to use him sporadically, randomly. I want him to try to get to the daughter and try to get her to say his name 3 times and be creepy about it, similar to what he did to Gina Davis and Alec Baldwin in the first movie. And maybe she doesn't know. Maybe she brings it up to Winona Ryder, and it's like, no, don't ever say that name, all this stuff. He could still be funny, and sure, that might make him likable, but he can't be all of a sudden a good character. I know the animated series I mentioned, he was a good character. He was a friend to Lydia, and he was like a good guy. But the movie, he wasn't. The movie, he's a sleazebag. He does all these things. He's out for himself. He's not a good guy. So you need to have an actual villain, though, right? You have to have something, a threat, maybe, that shows up to the house. And I've come up with this character who was in the animated show, but I want to make them a full-fledged villain. I'm talking about the monster across the street. And it's just going to be this big, creepy, hairy, furry type of thing. And in the animated show, he did not like Beetlejuice. He just really didn't like them, but he was nice to Lydia. I just want this character to be evil. Evil, and maybe he still hates Beetlejuice. He wants to get to him, so he attacks the house because he knows that that's where he is. But he indirectly, or maybe directly, maybe he knows it will get to Beetlejuice. He's going after Lydia, going after the daughter somehow with all of these. Maybe he's sending creatures to the house, or ghosts, or just all those creatures that you could really be creative with, really go for it. And it's a last resort thing. It's a last resort where Lydia, or maybe just have the daughter be the one to say his name 3 times, and Beetlejuice does come out. He's going to reluctantly help them because, sure, Beetlejuice, like I said, I don't want him to be a good person. He still has to be sleazy, but making him the hero, making him a guy that at least doesn't want to help them, but then ends up helping them with this guy, I think could work. It would be great if maybe sandworms are doing their thing and attacking the house, and Beetlejuice turns into that creepy worm that he turned into in the original movie. Also, though, you can't go full-blown CGI. I get that you're probably going to have to use some CGI. Some. But I don't want this to look like Alice in Wonderland. I don't want this to look like Tim Burton's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. No, I want this to like really be nostalgic, show some of that effect that you had in the original movie, the stop motion animation, and like it almost looked like Play-Doh or something. I mean, spice it up with the CGI, enhance it with the CGI, but make it have that look. Make it just feel like that same world. I don't want it to just look up to date or be up to date just because. The biggest appeal, I think, of just everybody, the same crew coming back to this, is Danny Elfman's score. I always talk about this with these Tim Burton movies and how we could really make it work. It's that score, that Beetlejuice theme that plays throughout this movie on the original movie. It worked. It was creepy, but also fun, and just put you in that mood. This could work. This could work. This could be something special. This could be fun. A nice throwback, but also a cool little story here as well. I want this to happen. I desperately want this to happen. I do. Michael Keaton talked about how this is his favorite role that he's ever played. And I just think it would really be good for Winona Ryder's character. It would be good for Tim Burton's character. And the fans clearly want it. So I don't get what the holdup is. So guys, let me know in the comments below. Do you buy my idea for Beetlejuice 2? Do you like my pitch? Or would you rather a different story? Or do you just sell it? Do you not want a sequel at all? Do you want a reboot? I don't know. Leave it alone, maybe. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later.